everybody. Welcome. Welcome to our next class, and today is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all of you out there that are being celebrated for bringing life into the world. Today's theme is going to be working with our hands and the connection our hands have to our hearts. And a lot of us are wanting to reach out to the world, and it's a challenging time to feel connected right now. And usually we can connect directly through our hands and from our hearts through our hands into the world. And right now we're having to do that online, we're having to do that on the phone, we're having to do that in ways that feel a little bit more disrupted from that direct contact. And so really wanted to work with opening up hands. Practically speaking, it's computer hands, and also energetically speaking, connecting through those hands from the heart and connecting to ourselves in that way as well. Okay, so there's our theme for today, and let's start some movement. So starting forward by just shifting the weight forward and back. And with this, I want to invite movement with the arms as well. So that as you're moving around through the numbers of the clock, that you're also letting your arms sway. So this movement is not just into the feet, but start to invite the movement to become a whole body movement. So that you're letting yourself soften. Soften it into the step, soften it into your arms, soften into your knees, soften into the hips. And then it becomes more of a buoyant kind of sway. It's playful when we start to allow ourselves to just rock into it from a place of ease and flow. And that's what we want our arms to do, whether it's that we're doing detailed, specific work with texting or typing, but we also want it to be a movement that has flow, a movement that has a sense of connection that isn't isolated to the extremities and the digits, but instead a connection from the digits all the way through into the core. And last week we really worked with that idea of alignment into core. So kind of continuing on that from the core. Now there's also the source of the word courage, right? And that is, the courageous heart, right? And it comes from the same root word as core. So the core of the body is the heart. And in the chakra system, in the kind of yogic chakra system, the center of all the 7 major chakras is the heart. So we're moving from the heart, and we're moving from the heart, from that core, from that courageous place, out into and through our arms and our hands into the world. All right, so we're going to play a little bit with that. Just sway from side to side and see if you can gently connect into the core and letting your arms sway a little bit wider and still feeling like the movement is coming from that core center, from that core self. That's it. Reach a little bit farther and then let your arms come in, hands come in, as well as feet come in, and come into that heart space. Namaste, the position of palms together in front of the heart, the prayer position. And pause for a moment, just feeling the beat of your own heart. See if you can feel it. Feeling that sense of connection to the heart. And then maybe even bringing your hands onto that place on your heart and feeling the connection that you can have from heart to hand, and from that into the world. Okay. Let's continue our warm-up, starting with the right foot, just circling it out. Coming onto the ball of the foot and circling that knee out, and then circling that knee in. I'm feeling even more connected to the idea of the importance of warming our body up. Go ahead and roll onto the top of the feet and down. As I've been doing a continuing ed class with working even more with the understanding of anatomy, and come over to the other foot, and the warming up of the connective tissue and the importance of that in order to deepen into strengthening and stretching, and actually circling around on the inside, moving it into ways that we wouldn't otherwise move. Onto the top of the foot and back down. So it's really important to do these kind of warm-ups. And I understand that you get that too. That's why you study with me. All right, so let's circle up into the knees. And let the breath start to deepen. Circling around the other direction. See if you can feel the expansion of the breath into the belly. All right, and then we're going to bring that circle up into the hips. Maybe widen the stance a little bit. Circling big circles all the way around. And as you do that, just notice if there's any place that, oh, it's a little sticky. And see if you can go through that part of the cycle of the circle a little bit. Repeating through that area. And then let's circle around the other direction. Circling around, you may find some softening that wants to happen in the back. So soften through the back of the knees. Maybe fold into the hips slightly so that you really feel that sense of opening up the hip flexors, as well as pressing that tailbone back so you really feel that sense of opening through the posterior hip as well. All right, from here we're going to swing the arms, just opening up the space between the ribs and the hips. So shifting the weight over and letting that arm swing forward and swinging from side to side. Letting the body again and the arms and the hands let go so you feel that sense of fingers flay or just, yeah, flopping really around you. And so that gentle movement also gives them permission to be free. Fingers free, wrists free, arms and hands free. In fact, actually, let's give them even more permission by doing a little shaking. So shake out the fingers, shake out the wrists, shake out from the elbows, shake out from the shoulders. In fact, actually, let's start with, let's continue with one arm. So just let that arm dangle in front of you. See if you can shake it out. Imagine, I like this idea, imagine that it's a butterfly and it's flitting about you. And in a way, because it's separate from you and that it's a butterfly, it surprises you. And it starts to come around you and beneath you and above you and behind you. And that arm becomes all the more just a surprising complement of company to you. Let yourself feel that around you. And then just let that arm come back and down. And just feel the difference between the butterfly arm and the soon-to-be butterfly arm. Can you feel the difference? Yeah. So even just a shaking out like this can be a really great thing to do in the middle of the day, maybe in one of those moments when you just feel like you need a little pick-me-up, a little shifting gears kind of thing. So letting the arm circle around you, behind you, and again, shaking from that place of disconnecting and letting it just surprise you in its movement. Whoa, there it is. Oh my goodness, hello, butterfly hand. All right, and then let's let both arms do a little butterfly dance. Have you ever seen that in the garden, seeing the butterflies kind of doing a little dance where they're loving and kind of like, oh my goodness, maybe even chasing and entertaining and playing with each other, and then letting the arms come down. let's continue our warm-up by placing our hands back behind our necks, okay? You're just gonna interlace your hands and then let the chin drop to the chest. So there's circling gently, circling ear to shoulder, opening up through the front of the throat, circling over the other side. Just letting yourself find that subtle circle for you today, whatever that may be. Doesn't have to be big, just find that edge that's yours. And then circling the other direction. And you may find a little place where your body goes, oh, that's a nice spot to stretch. And just hang out there. Hang out wherever it is that your neck invites you to be in relationship with it. All right, now we're going to bring the elbows together and fold forward, bringing the elbows together, just tucking the chin to the chest and giving yourself a little extra stretch through the upper back as you fold forward. Inhaling now, open up through the chest, widen the elbows, gazing up towards the sky. You may even want to press just gently, just pressing gently into the hands, opening up as well as strengthening the back of the neck slightly. So your elbows are folding forward, chin drops down to the chest. Inhaling up. Exhaling forward. Two more times, inhaling up. Exhaling forward. And last time, inhaling up. And as you exhale forward, rolling all the way down, soften through the knees, rolling all the way down. Just letting your head decompress. You may even want to just add a gentle stretch forward with the hands so that you're able to encourage even more elongation to the back of the neck. Soften through the knees so you're not overdoing it for the back and the hamstrings. And then release. Roll up to standing again. Pause. Just bringing hands to heart center and breathe again. Just notice the difference in your body now. Yeah. All right, from here we're going to go into the breath of joy, part of our regular warm-up technique here. Inhaling here in front, inhaling again, arms out, inhaling up overhead, and exhaling out. Inhaling, 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 exhale. Reaching out, reaching open, reaching up and down. Extend all the way out through the fingers with each inhale. Let it go with the exhale. Even with a sound as you exhale out. 3 more times. This last time, hang out, down and forward in a forward fold. Hanging out there. You may want to walk your feet out just slightly and shift your weight from side to side. If your hands easily touch the mat, you might want to hold on to your elbows and just let yourself drop down from your elbows. Let your head and neck relax and dangle down and forward, softly shifting the weight from side to side. As you do this, feel the weight distribution move into one foot and then the other foot, into the softness of the knee of one side, softness of the knee of the other. And then let your tailbone lift up slightly so you feel even more of a stretch in the back body. Release the elbows. And roll up to stand. As you roll up to stand, see if you can feel the opening through the chest, lengthening through the front body. All right, from here, see if you can drop into the heels a little bit more. As you drop into the heels, let's just bounce with them. Bouncing into the 2-year-old grounding exercise. Letting yourself soften through the knees, soften through the hips. Letting yourself soften all the way up into the rib cage. Shoulders get to just slightly bounce up and down, and then feel that vibration down through the arms, down through the elbows, down to the wrists, and all the way down to your fingertips. And then letting the head and neck relax, letting the jaw relax, letting the eyes relax, letting the face relax until you can just go into your kind of 2-year-old guttural kind of just letting it go. All the way out through your fingers, all the way out through your toes, and letting it go. Yeah, there you go. Pause and just feel that in your body. And then bringing the hands back to Namaste. And maybe feeling the heart again. All right, feet parallel, shoulder width apart. We're going to extend up into the V Victory, opening up into a few power poses here. Press down and out through the feet. So you're really feeling that sense of ground outward into the outside of the thighs, as well as finding all 4 points of the feet, lifting up through that diaphragm of the arch of the foot, lifting up through the diaphragm of the pelvic floor, opening up through the rib cage, through the neck, through the tentorium of the skull, and all the way up through the palms of the hands, extending up into that victorious pose of yes, you did it, you showed up for yoga, you did it, you pressed the button, and here you are practicing. And you're warming your body up. Yes. All right, from here, let's rotate the palms, rotate the feet out a little bit farther, bringing the fingertips so they're facing each other, palms straight up, stretching through the backside of the arm. Now this pose, you're feeling the tension probably that's on the flexor side of your arms. So see if you can just feel into that. We're going to be doing some more opening through that area so that this pose is going to be even easier to do. Soon it will be easier to do. All right, so now bringing the arms out. Let's bring our feet back to parallel, but even farther apart. And then placing the hands onto the hips, into our Wonder Woman pose. So again, think of lifting up through the core body, opening up through the front. You may even feel that elbows can track back slightly, opening up the front of the chest. Lengthen down through the feet, up through the crown, and up through the core. And then today, feel yourself open into the heart. Into that heart center. Breathe into the heart center. And then let's extend the arms down. Let's extend the palms out, facing me, extending it out. And feel that sense of the beaming from the heart out through the hands, out through and overhead as we come up into another kind of star posture with the palms out and facing forward. Beaming that heart love and energy from the palms out through the fingertips and forward through your heart. Yes, you are an expression of love in action. Your core is the courage to move forward into your life with beauty, love, and connection. You are the source of that within you, and it extends naturally through you, effortlessly. All right, so feeling that beaming of love that you are, and then let's bring the arms down. And then bring the feet together, hands back to prayer position. Closing your eyes and just feel that in your body. Yes. All right, from this centered position, what I'd like for you to do is to just step back into warrior. Okay, so you're going to bring, well, let's start with your right foot. So you start with your right foot stepping back. As you step back into warrior, remember the alignment for warrior is our knee over our ankle. So as you shift into a bend in the knee, see if you can shift the weight forward so that that knee is directly over your ankle. Press into that heel, into that front heel. Lift up onto the toes of the back foot. So you're onto the ball of the foot and the back foot. And feel that strengthening your arch. It also lengthens through the front of that right leg. Then bringing your arms up. And then let your back heel rest back and down. Extend through the fingertips. Extend and open through the front of the chest. Feel that stretch in the back of the back heel. Yeah, you could probably really feel it into your calf muscles, into your Achilles. All right, and then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the arms down to our sides and then draw that back leg back up onto the toe. Try that again. Extending back, lifting up, and then bringing the arms down to your side and standing up. We're really doing some strengthening for this leg, but it's also we're working with balance if you haven't noticed, okay? One more time, step back, extend the arms up. Lengthen through the front body. Draw the arms down and bring yourself back up. Great. Now, shifting weight onto the right foot. Find your balance there. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So stepping back, check your alignment. Make sure that that front heel is over that knee. That your hips are aligned so that you're tracking forward, and that the back leg will come up onto the ball of the foot. Let yourself rise up with the arms. Sink back and down with the heel, opening up and stretching through the front of that left hip. Feel the opening through the front body. Okay, and then anchor into that front leg. Anchor into that front heel. As you draw the arms down, you're going to track that back leg forward. Okay, and back again. Going back, sliding back into warrior. Lengthening through the front, feeling the proud, open heart of the warrior. And then drawing the leg in. Yep, wobble, wobble. Find your visual focal point for yourself. That'll help. And then slide back down. Sliding back. Lengthen through the front of that left hip, opening through as you sink down and forward into the front leg. And stepping forward. And then back down. Pause for a moment, just feel that in your body. You're probably feeling like your legs are starting to warm up. Your heart might start to be beating a little bit more obviously, right? And now we're going to shift our weight over onto the left foot, drawing the right knee up. As you draw the right knee up, see if you can hold on to that knee. Another balancing pose. Just feeling that, lifting. And then we're going to place that leg down. We're just doing a little warm up here. Shifting over to the other leg. Planting that leg. Lifting the left knee up. Drawing that knee up. Feeling that sense of stability on that right foot. And then back down again. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with our leg out to the side. And basically, this is the tree pose. So you can either shift your weight onto the left foot and then draw the right leg up to the ankle, or we can bring it up to the inner thigh. And whoop, see if I can balance here for you. Hands can either come to prayer position up or up overhead. I'm going to stay with prayer because I really love the idea of feeling my heartbeat through my hands. Pressing into the standing leg with the bottom of the right foot. Feeling that sense of tree and extension through the crown. All right, and then let's bring that leg down. Bring that leg down. Feel the difference between the two sides. There's probably a pretty dramatic difference in a very short period. Shift over into that right foot. Find that plumb line that goes from the nose to the navel through the big toe. That long line helping you feel that stability and strength. Then lifting up the left foot. Again, either can be at the ankle, toe can even be touching the ground, especially if it's kind of not such a great balancing day. Or you can bring the arm, or bring the leg, bring your arm, help your leg, whoa, up. Talking about balancing days. And hands can come to the heart. So the other detail with this is to imagine that left knee can be drawn back towards the back wall. So you're opening up the inner thigh a little bit more as you press into the standing leg with the bottom of your foot, lengthening to the crown, and anchoring down through the right foot. Keep on breathing. That's it. All right, now let's bring that leg down. Shifting the weight back, yes, onto both feet. Can you feel that difference in the quality of contact that your feet may now have with the mat? Maybe a little different. Okay, so we're warming up the hips a little bit in a different way today. Just for adding a little difference, we're going to do a figure 4 pose standing. Now, I don't know if I've ever done this in class with you. So soften into the left leg. And we're going to cross like a figure 4 stretch. We'll often do this on the floor. Figure 4 stretch. Okay, crossing the leg over, flexing the foot. And you can say, whoa, it is a balancing pose, yes? Okay, now bringing the hands to heart position and bow slightly forward. So as you bow forward, it's a little bit even more of a balancing kind of posture. Press the right leg into the left thigh as you fold forward. It's also giving you a deep isometric stretch into the back of that right hip. As well as really strengthening into the standing leg, into the left leg. Feeling that? Okay. If you need a wall next to you, you can always put your hand on a wall. And then bring the leg up and pressing down. Okay, so now let's shift over to the other leg. Yeah, this figure 4 business, it's kind of good, huh? Isn't it fun? Yeah, it's good for balance, it's good for strength, it's good for focus, it's good for stamina. Flexing the foot will help with stabilizing the knee. So I know that we love our knees and we want to continue to have our knees working for us in the best possible way. Okay, you may want to shift your focus forward in front of you and bending forward or folding forward at the hip crease, which creates even more of a stretch through the back of the hip. Feel the strength of that right leg and opening through the left hip. All right, and then coming back up. Warming up the legs here. Can you feel that in your quads? Can you feel that in your hips? Yeah? Do you need to shake it out a little bit? Maybe do a little shifting from side to side. All right, and then we're going to do one more standing posture that is actually preparing our lower body for something we're going to do after we warm up our arms a little bit more. So starting out by shifting the weight again into that right leg. Lift the left leg and cross it over. And then back forward. Okay, so we're crossing the knee, squeeze the legs together. See if you can feel that. I'm a little wobbly today. See if you can really feel that strengthening by squeezing the legs together. And then lifting up and down. Now, if you have it in you, you can cross the leg all the way around, meaning that you can cross the leg so that you're, I don't know, let's see if I can do it on this side. Cross the leg all the way around so that your foot wraps around your ankle. It's easier if you bend into your knees a little bit more. Some of you have more flexibility than I are on this, so you can probably bring that foot around. Ideally, that is an option. Let's shift our weight over to the left foot and sink into that knee, cross the legs, and squeeze those legs together and bring your hands to prayer position. Feeling that deep squeezing as well as strengthening into that standing leg. All right, and back up and down. All right. Our legs are a little bit stronger and feeling a little bit more amped up. And let's get the ball. If you don't have a ball, you can always use a pillow or a block, or you don't have to use anything at all. But I like using the ball. And I know that many of you have them. Okay, so what we're going to do is bring the ball so it's between the thighs, squeeze evenly between the front of the adductors and the posterior of the adductors. Feet are parallel, hip distance apart, just so that you get that nice sense of calling up and through the center column of the body, that core structure. Okay, from here, your legs are totally activated, right? You feel that sense of pressing down, out, up, in, and through. Okay, now we're going to get the arms involved. So I really want to work with those fingers today. So we're starting with just flaring the fingers and making a fist. Flare the fingers and make a fist. Flare the fingers and make a fist. And you can do it in different positions. Getting your wrists, flaring out, bringing the tops of the hands to face each other and make a fist there. Just kind of travel around in the different positions that are all around you. And just that movement, again, that sense of flaring and creating a fist can be a really great little stretching for your hand, okay? Your legs still activated? I hope so. Okay, now we're just gonna make a fist or interlace your fingers, right, like that, and then just alternate between being one index finger on top and the other, or one thumb on top or the other, and squeezing. Doesn't that feel nice? It's kind of a nice way of just gently holding your own hand. We need that sometimes. We need to just feel like we can reach out and hold a hand, and maybe the hand that we're here to hold right now is our own. Yeah? Okay, so feeling that interlaced hand, moving back and forth. So this is actually really good for your fingers. It's really good for your strengthening those web musculature between the fingers. Okay, now the next thing, your legs still working? I hope so, okay. So now extend it out through the palm and then just draw the fingers toward you, back toward you, so you're stretching out the palmar surface of the hand and flexors. Feel that? Yeah, for some of us it's kind of like, whoa, that's intense. Okay, so we want to stretch that out. Now we can bring the hand forward, stretching out the top of the wrist as well. And for others of us, that's kind of like, whoa, that's intense too. So just be gentle with yourself, okay? All right, shake that out. Then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Your legs still working? Okay. And then extending, stretching through the palmar surface. And through that front of the wrist. Okay, from here, we're going to do a couple of standing squats, but a little bit different with the arms. So bringing the hands, interlacing, place the hands or stretch through as you just kind of prepared to do. And then we're going to soften into the knees into a standing squat with the arms out in front of us. Okay, there you go, you feel it? Then bringing the arms up. See if you can bring the arms up, tracking and stretching through the palms until they reach all the way up overhead. When they reach up overhead, then stretch through the left arm, just slightly going to one side. And then stretch through the right arm, going to the other side. And then bringing back to center. Bring the arms down in front of you, still palms stretching out in front of you, all the way down. Bring the hands back so you can see which index finger's on top, because you're just going to switch hands. Or switch so that you're interlacing a different way. Press down. Are your legs still working for you? Okay, good. Feel that sense of anchoring into all four corners of the feet. Feel that sense of tracking those knees down straight forward, lifting the arms up. You'll get a slightly different stretch on your flexors of your arms and wrists as you interlace your hands slightly differently. They're small muscles, so just even weaving just slightly differently will make a difference. Let's go over to your left, stretching out that way, and then over, up and over. You can always stand up if your thighs are starting to burn too intensely. Coming up over to the other side, and then back to center, and then arms out. And as they come all the way down, go ahead and come up into standing. Woo! Hallelujah! Yeah, can you feel that in your legs? Maybe even in your hands and your arms. Yes. Good. All right, we're going to do another standing squat. So as you come into standing squat this time, let's bring the hands so you're crossing left arm over right, and interlace fingers. Okay? Then we're going to bring the arms up overhead as you sink into the knees. Okay, feeling that. And again, we're going to do the same thing. Coming over to your left. Stretching and feeling. Can you feel how that shifts in through the wrists and through the forearms and in and down into the connective tissue, going into the armpit, maybe even all the way down into your rib cage and waistline. Yes. And then back. Center. And over to the other side. Feeling that stretch. Again, wrists, forearms, elbows, back of the arm, down into the armpit and all the way down to the waist. And then back to center. Arms come in front. Come into standing again. Notice which arm's on top. Reverse. Reverse the squeeze and interlacing fingers. Sinking down into standing squat. Bring the arms up. If it's too much and your legs are starting to wobble and say no, 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 go ahead and just be, you can do this in standing, still squeezing. Come up and over to the other side. So you're really feeling, this is primarily for the shoulders, but I thought for those of you that are really wanting a little extra for your thighs and legs and buttocks, then you can do the standing squat with me. Feel that stretch. And then lift up through center. Now, if you feel so inclined, bringing your awareness even more down into the heels, taking those heels down, sinking down maybe even a little bit farther, and coming up and over to the other side. Yes. Feel that stretch. Enjoy the sensation. And then come back to center. As you come back to center, bring the arms down. You can extend the legs. And then, oh, we didn't do this. I think this would be nice. Roll the arms so that you bring them in front of you like that. you feel that? There's a slight stretch maybe on your, go ahead and let your shoulders relax. You can feel a slight stretch in through the wrist, maybe through the shoulder girdle as well. And then extend that. Since we didn't do this to the other side, go ahead and bring the other forearm on top. And then roll the arms under. Shoulders drop back and down. There you go. And then just bring those arms a little bit farther forward. As you do that, then you feel even more of a stretch. Here, I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see me do this. So I'm stretching out like that. Okay. And then bring the arms down and shake them out. Yes, indeed. All right, and now bringing the ball out from under your from between your legs. Wow, that feels different too, huh? Yeah. Okay, let's put that to the side. Thank you, ball, for doing your work. And thank you, legs, for doing your work. All right. Now we're just going to do a couple more shoulder movements because I really want to open up the arms even more today. So feet anchored and planted. Feel that sense of length through the front of the thighs. Bring the arms up and then interlace or cross over and hold onto your elbows. Okay, so as you cross over and hold onto your elbows, see if you can stretch all the way through the armpits. So you're really feeling that sense of lengthening through the arms, but not raising the shoulders up toward the ears. Okay, so lengthen through the back of the neck, lengthen through the arms, and feel that stretch through the back of the arms and triceps. Okay, now let's see what it feels like if we lift that right arm up a little bit and come over. Then you're even using your left hand to lift that elbow up and over. Still slide the shoulder blades back and down through and onto the ribs so you feel that sense of long neck and the side stretch. There you go. Good. Feel that, breathe into it, enjoy that deliciousness. And then coming back up to center. Up and over to the other side, lifting that left elbow up and over. Yes, stretching even more into the rib cage, even more into the armpit, even more into that connective tissue that goes all the way down and through the arm into the fingers. Yes. All right, coming back up to center. Holding your arms in front just like you were going to be like an I Dream of Genie, kind of making something happen, and then release the arms and let them go to your sides. Okay, just feeling that in your body. Close your eyes, just feel that in your body now. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna, almost like we're gonna hug ourselves. Just cross your arms over, but make it stack the elbows so that they're in front of you. Imagine that this is like a beak, and you go wah, wah, wah. As you do that, actually, it's interesting. You'll feel it in your shoulders. So as you lift the arms up and away from each other, the elbows away from each other, and open your beak, can you feel that? And especially the shoulder on the top. I feel it the most in my right shoulder, which would be your left if you're mirroring me. You feel that? Okay, now bring the elbows together and then lift them both up. Now you feel it in the other shoulder. Yeah, lift them both up and then bring them both down. Lengthen through. Okay, now from here, let's just twist. So we're going to draw that shoulder, that left arm hopefully is on top, and then come over to your right. So you're gazing over to the right and drawing the shoulder blade over that way. So you're gazing over into a spinal twist, but your hips are still relatively forward. Okay, so it's an isolation of pelvis is forward, rotation of the torso. Great, and then come back to center. And let's switch the arms. So you bring your right arm on top, left arm under, stacking the elbows, and start by just opening your beak. Hello. It's like, oh, it's Mother's Day. How perfect. Imagine you're like a little baby bird that's in a nest going, feed me, mama, feed me. Letting that little baby bird beak open. All right, and now we're going to gaze upward with our baby bird beak together, arms up. And then arms down, stretching through the shoulders. And now we're going to turn to the other direction. So still hips facing forward, and then rotate, gazing over your left shoulder. Just feeling that sense of opening through that shoulder girdle. And then back to center. Now see how far you can hug yourself. Wrap your arms around yourself as far as you can. You may even be able to reach back and hold on to the inside of your shoulder blades. But however it is, it may be that you hold on to your, even if you're holding onto your elbows. Just let yourself close your eyes and just rock a little bit from side to side, as if you're hugging yourself, as if you're giving yourself a big embrace. Because you know, right now, maybe you're just thinking about somebody else that you want to embrace, and maybe you hug them deeply with your arms. Now reach out the arms again, reaching out, and bring the other arm on top as you embrace yourself, or as you embrace in your mind's eye someone who you really do want to embrace that you can't right now because of this whole sheltering in place business and social distancing business. And just hugging yourself. All right, and then releasing that. Let's open up the shoulders by stepping back again with the right foot. And we're going to step back into a standing yoga mudra. Now, hands are going to come back behind you. Here, I'm going to turn actually to the side because I think it'll be easier for you to see. So I'm going to bring my hands back behind me, interlace the fingers, slide the shoulder blades back and down. If you can, extend the arms back behind you. If it feels like your body doesn't want to do that, either finding a tie or a sock or something that's a piece of fabric that you can hold on to roll the shoulders back and extend the arms down. Okay, whatever it is that feels right for you, you can interlace your hands if that's available. From here, straighten out or extend the front leg. So as you extend the front leg, let it be active. Let it be extended so that it's supporting your knee and not hyperextending, or you can soften through the knee just slightly if you need to, if the leg doesn't want to extend fully. From here, we're going to fold forward. Now this is a balancing posture, so you may want to use your eyes to track onto maybe the front of the mat, or maybe, depending on how far you can fold forward, it may be to your big toe. But as you do so, pressing the feet down and away from each other, lengthening through the back of the legs, lengthening the shoulders by reaching up with the arms up and overhead. Feeling that stretch and opening through the shoulders, but also feeling that all the way down into your fingertips, all the way down and through your legs, down to your toes. Okay, to come up, we're going to press into the front foot and lift the arms up and away. Soften into the front knee. And shift your weight back to the front leg. Just pause. Feel that in your body. Okay, I'm going to do this to the second side. Or we are going to do this to the second side together. So step back with the other foot. Bringing the hands back behind you, interlace fingers, roll the shoulders back and down, lengthening the arms back and down behind you, or with a tie, whatever's supporting you. Extend through the front leg, feeling that length through the whole back of the back body, really, as you fold forward over the front leg, pressing the feet down and away from each other, lengthening the arms up overhead, feeling that sense of openness to the chest as you lengthen all the way through the arms and the fingers, and folding forward, deep stretch through the hamstrings as well. Press into the front leg as you lift the arms up. Soft position and just pause. Just feeling that in your body, feeling the strength and opening. All right, now all this that we've done is to create flexibility enough to go into eagle pose. So eagle pose is a balancing posture. We'll start by going into the lower body portion of it, and it's shifting your weight over onto the right foot. Soften into the knee and lift the left leg to cross over. Whoop. Okay, as you cross over, you can feel that's the lower body portion of this. If you can wrap the toes all the way around the back of the ankle, and then lifting up and back. Okay, so with this, so that's the lower leg. We already did that earlier, but now you probably have a little bit more agility, right? And then the upper body with it, we have our wings span. And with our wingspan, we're gonna swing the arms down and then hook the left arm under the right. As you do that, now we've got a little bit more play in the shoulder girdle, so you should be able to lift and lower those arms. Lower them down and see if you can bring the hands together, palms together. If you can't, that's all right. If you can, interlace your fingers and come into fists. If you can't, that's all right too. It could be that you just feel that sense of connection this way with the arms. Whatever you do, we want to just bring that right arm up on top, shifting it into the right foot, lifting the left leg, crossing over, and sinking down. Now ideally, you can bring the palms together and you can peer over your fingertips into eagle. And with this, feel that you're building up a lot of energy. As you squeeze into that center, you're actually building up a lot of energy that you're going to come out. Oh goodness, didn't model that perfectly. You're going to come out, opening the wings, opening the legs, and feeling the power of the eagle from that expression. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so instead of bringing the left arm on top, we bring the left arm under. And then we're going to shift the weight over to the left. Bring the right leg over. And again, that same sort of trying to bring the palms together or interlacing fingers into fists. Gazing, bring the elbows down even farther toward the chest. Squeeze the knees together. Feel that sense of building up of energy. And then we're going to reach out and up and bring the hands down. Let's come back to prayer position. Namaste. Just feeling that in your body, your arms and your hands and your fingers, your wrists and your shoulders and your hips are probably all saying, whew, wow. We've been standing for a long time. All right, let's come down into downward dog. So go ahead, and I'm just going to turn to the side for this. So walk your hands, your front paws down into downward dog, and press back, alternating, shifting the weight into one foot and then to the other foot. Walking through downward dog, let yourself feel that sense of stretch through the lower back. As we find our full expression for today, lifting up through the tailbone, lifting up through the heels, press back so that your ears are parallel with the insides of your elbows, extending through the fingertips, extending through the heels as they drop back and down toward the mat. Feel that length of the tailbone, feel that length of the spine all the way through the crown. Loosen that, let your shoulders relax down and back, let your jaw relax as well. Sinking those heels back and down. And then we're going to go into upward dog. So shift the weight forward. As you shift the weight forward, let the hips drop forward. Lengthen through the front of the spine. Press down into the hands as you lift up from the chest, lengthening the front body. Feel that length through all the way through the throat, all the way down to the hips. And then press back into downward dog. We're going to do this one more time. So if it feels like your arms are saying, oh, I don't think so, you can come down to your knees, okay? So shifting the weight forward. Again, if you need to, you can shift the weight forward onto the knees. And then extend into upward dog from there. Okay. And then from there, press back into downward dog. Shift into the knees, onto all fours. Widen the knees out. Tuck the toes together and drop back into child's pose. As you drop back down into child's pose, let your hips just sink even farther into the heels. Arms extend even farther out, walking the fingertips out in front of you. And taking a few deep breaths, just letting yourself go. Just letting go. Okay. Yeah, just letting go. Okay, from here, come on up onto all fours. When you're on all fours, what I'd like to do is to have you become aware of your fingers laid on the mat. Notice the quality of contact that each of your fingers have with the mat. And see if you can press into the index fingers, then into the middle fingers, then into the ring fingers, then into the pinkies, then into the thumbs. So you're really feeling like all the parts of your hand are engaged. And let's do the same thing if you can with your toes. Tucking your toes under and feeling that sense of connection all the way even through the pinky toe if you can. Now we're going to move into cat and cow. So exhaling as you curl forward into the arched back cat. Inhaling as you lengthen the tailbone up, lengthening it into the cow. Curling the tailbone under. Exhaling forward. Inhaling up. And go ahead and sway from side to side, letting your hip lift, swaying from side to side, opening through the side seams of the body. And then go ahead and walk the hands out just a little bit farther forward, and we're going to shift the weight through the front and into the forearms, into the palms, and then pressing back. So feeling that scooping through. And I'm just going to turn sideways. So that's scooping through. And then you can reverse the movement. So you're kind of pouncing forward and then scooping back. Pouncing forward, scooping back. And as you do that, what you're doing is you're exercising your shoulder girdle in a different way. But I don't know if you can feel it. Can you feel how you're actually shifting the weight onto your hands and palms slightly differently as well? Yeah. Okay. Now, from here into the snaky spine. Shifting side to side, up and down, back and forth, and letting yourself just enjoy the ride of that serpentine fluid spine. Tailbone and crown of the head are in relationship. You may take it all the way down. You may take it all the way back. Letting your spine unwind in whatever way it is that your spine wants to unwind right now. And then gradually bringing yourself back into child's pose. Now with child's pose, this time what I want to encourage you to do is reach over to the left side of the mat. Or, I'm sorry, to your right side of the mat. And then just dropping the hips back down. Let your left hand come over and stretch as you really encourage that left hip to drop down and back with the stretch. Feeling that opposition, diagonal stretch. Walk that left arm out even maybe a little bit farther. So you really feel that. Can you feel that through that whole line? Yeah. I mean, I can feel this all the way into my chest. I guess that's kind of the intention here, is to, like I said earlier, I really want you to feel that connection that arms have, the hands have, the fingers have to your heart center. All right, let's walk through the center, over to the other side. Right arm stretching, right hip stretching back, lengthening through. Breathing back and down, breathing, stretching forward and out. Breathing into the armpit, opening up through the rib cage and the connections there. And then back to center. Surrender into center. Yeah, good. And then roll back up. Sitting back on your heels. Just feeling the difference right here. Okay, so let's do a little bit more of twisting through the body, opening up through this portion. And I think a good one to open up through that whole length of the body is the half circle. We do this regularly, but it's one of the best postures. So bring your arms or your legs into a zigzag kind of posture, arms on either side, and then right hand gets to glide in front of you as your left hand places behind your hip to lift you up into a deep stretch. So pressing through, see if you can feel that length all the way through and into the fingertips. Stretching up and away, lengthening that whole right side. And then coming back down again. Now, I also want to encourage you to start to strengthen your fingertips. So this is a good one as well, to actually bring your hands, I'll do it like this, to bring your fingertips onto the floor so that you're lifting up onto your fingertips to strengthen and stretch as well. Okay, another option. If it feels like it's too much, go ahead onto the palm. And if your wrists are starting to be unhappy, you can actually come up onto a fist. If it feels like that's another option for you. Okay? All right, let's go to the other side. So zigzag to the other side. And zigzag the legs in front of you in the other direction. And lifting up, coming up and stretching through the whole left side of the body. All the way from the knee, up through the groin, up through the shoulders, up through that long line of the diagonal through the front body. Stretching through, and then coming back down. And again, you can either have your hands palm set or lifting the palm up and coming up onto your fingertips to give your hands a little bit extra stretch and strengthening as you come up. One more time. There you go, great, and back down again. All right, from here you can still have that right leg tucked in front of you. Bring the left leg over. Now if it feels like this is too much, especially for that right leg underneath, you can extend the leg out in front of you if that's easier for your hips. But I thought this would be a nice one for us to stretch into as an option for spinal twist. So go ahead and hold onto the outside of the left leg with your right arm. Placing the left arm back behind you, lifting up through the spine. Now see if you can have both your sits bones resting on the floor. And then lift it up and rotate, gazing over the left shoulder. So you're in a deep spinal twist. That's it. Extend. Here's another way to play with it. Go ahead and come out of that for a second. I like this because it's kind of a fun way. We haven't done it in a really long time. To bring yourself into a deeper twist, actually. So extend the left arm out in front of you. As you do that, let your eyes follow your fingertips all the way back behind you as far as you can rotate and have your eyes track the gaze. Then place your hand back behind you. If you notice, you may be in a deeper rotation, using your eyes to support you into guiding you into that deeper rotation. Now lifting up and bringing the arms back, okay? Now from here, let's fold forward. Just to open up that hip just a little bit more, as we already have been with our figure four that we did earlier. But go ahead and see if you can stack those knees and fold forward in hero. Folding forward, deep hip stretch. The hips are connected to the shoulders, are connected to the hands, connected to the heart. And then coming up, let's unwind those legs, tuck the left leg under and the right leg over. Let your sits bones both rest on the floor. Hold on to the outside of the knee. This time raise the right arm up. And then just again, follow with your eyes as far as you can twist. And then once your eyes have gone as far as you can go, place the hand back behind you. Lift it up, lengthen as you rotate back into a deep spinal twist. Either hand can rest on the outside of the knee or onto the whole forearm to the outside of the knee. Breathing in, feeling that length through the spine, and then letting the arm come up and back to unwind. Hand down, stack the knees if you can, kind of like we stacked our elbows if we could before, and bowing forward into hero. Breathe into the intensity and the sensation of the hips. And then roll up. Okay, untie those hips of yours. Let's go ahead and lean back slightly and just drop the knees. Windshield wiper. Bring your legs out far enough so that there's room enough for you to actually drop that knee down and forward, right into that midline in front of you. There you go. So feeling that opening in the hips. Yeah. All right, one more thing for strengthening through the arms. And we're going to do the Fountain of Youth posture, the one that I love doing. Hips are underneath you, sits bones underneath you, hands at your sides. We're going to slide up into a tabletop kind of position and then slide the hips back and down. Okay, we do this a few times. So lifting up with the inhale, exhaling, dropping the hips. Inhaling again, lifting up. Exhaling, dropping the hips. 2 more times. Lifting up. And down. Last time we're going to hang out up there a little bit longer. Lifting up. Press into the hands. Press into the heels of the hands. Press into the heels of your feet. Lift up through the hips. Lengthen through the neck. And drop back down. From here, let's just bow slightly forward. Maybe you can reach your toes. Maybe you don't. Just drawing yourself down and forward. Forward fold, surrendering. And rolling back up. Okay, from have a ball, find a ball. If you don't, you can support or just kind of bolster underneath your pelvis just a little bit. And come up into a bridge. Arms are at your sides. Lift the knees up so that they're stacked. And again, you don't even have to have anything underneath your hips. You can actually just do this flat back on the floor. With your knees over your hips, feel that just the way that the abs get engaged, just being in this position, okay? And then bring the arms down to your sides. You can either have palms down to support you so that you feel stabilized by your arms, or if you'd like to, you can bring your arms up, straight up towards the ceiling, which creates a little bit less stability and a little bit more challenge. Now we're going to reach an opposite from our opposite arms and legs. So you're going to reach out with your left leg as you reach out with your right arm. And then back to center. And then again, opposite extending and back to center. Do this several times, reaching the leg out as far as you want to. You can reach it all the way down, almost all the way down to the floor and back up. And you get a little bit more of a full range of strengthening for the core when you extend your arm and leg and bring them up. Whatever feels right for you. A couple more to each side with the alternating movement. This is building coordination. Okay, and then we're going to extend both the legs and the arms at the same time. So extending, or if it feels like you need to have your arms down at your sides, that's fine. Either way, extending and bringing up. And extending and bringing up. And then this next time we're going to extend and hang out there. So extend, hang out. If you're on the ball, you may be wobbling. If you're not on the ball, you still might be wobbling. And then bringing the knees up. Go ahead and bring the knees to the chest and just rock gently from side to side, just stretching out a little bit. And then press your feet into the floor, lifting the ball up and out. We've done a little bit of core. All right, to continue with core though, but in a far more gentle way, we're going to bring the leg up onto the thigh in a figure four position, just like we did when we were standing. But boy, oh boy, being on your back makes it a whole lot easier, doesn't it? Okay, now we're going to bring the arms out to the side. So you're kind of in a T-square, bringing your palms down to the floor directly out to the side. Okay, try lifting the leg up. As you lift the leg up, extend the lower leg. As you do that, can you feel a stretch? Go ahead and thread your hands to the back of the extended leg and see if you can draw that leg in a little bit farther. Now the leg that's crossed over, go ahead and flex that foot so you're feeling that sense of stretch as you flex the foot into the back of the hip. Feel the stretch there. Excellent. Go ahead and bend that knee. And as you bend the knee, go ahead and let go and cross that knee over the body. Now that you can bring your hands out to your sides again, palms down. As you cross over, they call this the fallen figure four. The fallen figure four comes all the way down to whatever it is that's available to you as far as deepening into the twist. Let that knee drop down. If you want to, you can help it drop down a little bit farther by using your hand. And then rotate this arm, the back arm, the extended arm, back so the palm is turning up. And then reach back so that you feel a stretch through the front of that shoulder. Now you can try different positions. So you can reach back with the arm up a little bit farther overhead. You can reach with it being directly out of the shoulder. You can reach with it being closer to your hip. You'll feel a different quality of stretch through the front of the shoulder girdle going into the heart, depending on the angle of the position in the arm. Okay? Find a position that feels good to you. and just hang out there. Just see if you can surrender into that stretch, breathing into it. All right, place both hands down now, palms down, and bring yourself back up to center. Uncross that leg and cross the other leg over. I'm just going to change my position here. I think it might be easier for you to see me if I do it this way. I'm just going to see. Okay, so I'm going to bring the leg across, right? And then I'm going to bring the knee up. I'm going to extend the leg. Then I'm going to hook my hands underneath and draw the knee up even farther. Still keeping this foot flexed, extending up. Feel the stretch. Then I'm going to bend that knee, release the hands, guiding myself over into a fallen figure four twist. Use the hand to draw the knee down, and then use this arm to reach up and out. Reaching out, palm up. I can reach up overhead. I can reach down farther. Finding a position that feels like, oh, that's the most delicious stretch, the front of the chest. Surrendering into that. Breathing into that, enjoying this spinal twist as well as opening through the whole front of the chest, out, down, and into my fingers, all the way into the fingers. All right, now again, placing the hands, palms down, and press up, bringing back the legs up to figure four, resting, unwinding. Let's draw the knees to the chest and then just rock up. Okay, let's do that a couple more times. Just rocking back and rocking up. Rocking back and rocking up, balancing. Rocking back, rocking up, and balancing. If you want to, rock back and then extend the arms. And rock back and even extend the arms and the legs. Whoop. Hello. Okay, and then back up. All right, you deserve it. We're going to head on down a little bit into Shavasana. Okay, so finding your version of Shavasana. If you want, you can come onto the spine, onto your roller, if you have a roller. Or you can support underneath your knees or your head with your blankets, or supporting under your head with your block. Or if you want to, you can use your chair and do like we did last week with the positive rest position, with the arms, with the legs up on the seat of the chair. Do you need a reminder of that? Here, let me just show you. So, for those that didn't get to watch last week, we just bring our legs up. And it doesn't have to be a chair like this, it can be your sofa, whatever's going to be the best fit for you. And we want to have it so that you are in a 90-degree-ish angle. So for me, if I was going to stay here, I might want to bolster, like using a blanket or something underneath my hips to elevate my hips slightly. But this is a really nice modified inversion that is a really nice thing to do, maybe even at the end of the day, just if you want to, after you've been either at the desk or you've been standing for a long period of time. Putting the legs up like that is a really nice way of going about it. I like it better than putting my legs up on the wall, because my knees can get sore by having my legs up on the wall, and this creates a really great comfort. Okay, so whatever you want to do for your version of Shavasana today, then let yourself assume the position. I'm going to come up into a seated position, just because I want to be able to have a little conversation with you as we're doing this. Okay. yourself bring awareness to the breath. Laying down or finding a position so that you can let the breath drop back and down into the spine. Letting yourself now also come into a position of openness and receptivity. Now it may be that you're seated like I am and you want to bring your hands up into palms up. Or it may be that you're lying down and palms are up at your sides, extended out to the sides. Whatever way that you position yourself right now, just have the palms up and open into a place of receptivity. Start to become aware of your hands. The hands have such delicate nerve endings that are there to be able to articulate, whether it be through a pen or through a keyboard. Letting yourself feel that intelligence that lives within your own fingertips. And tracking that intelligence through the palms of your hands. Feeling that tracking all the way up, in through the front of the arms and chest, and into your heart. Feeling the beat of your own heart, if you can. You may be able to even feel the beat of your heart all the way down and into your fingertips. If you'd like to cue yourself to feel that, you may bring your hands or hand to the heart to feel the vibration of your own heart into your hands. As you feel that sense of the heartbeat, let it shed its light through you. Let its love fill you. Let it nourish you and nurture you till your field that's all around you feels its evidence surrounding you. With each breath and each heartbeat, let yourself feel its resonance. Relaxing into its rhythm, relaxing into its constant presence that is pulsating the life force through you. Now from here, you may want to even bring your arms around you into an embrace, similar to what we did earlier, but this time relaxing into that embrace, holding yourself, and at first holding yourself so that you are holding you. And then maybe imagining someone else in your life, someone else that has been at a distance, maybe for even months now, and imagining them in your embrace with you. I know that there are many in my world that I would love to embrace. So for you, whoever it is that comes to mind, letting yourself hug them. And maybe even I might be one of those people, because I know that you are for me, one of those people that I would like to embrace and give a hug right now. A heart-connected hug right now. So letting yourself be hugged by me. And this is a great exercise that you can do. Embracing yourself and imagining those that want to be hugged to be there in your embrace. And I believe they can feel it. So again, you can return to that or stay with that if it feels right for you right now. And or it may be that it's time to roll to your side and coming up to a seated position and taking a moment to thank yourself for this practice of yoga, for being present with yourself in this way. And to thank the others that are part of your community with gratitude. And to thank the larger community with gratitude. And to hug and touch and beam that love force from your heart of hearts out through your arms and hands and fingertips with every act, every keyboard type, everything that you do, to know that you are love in action, expressed deeply and truly from that courageous place of the core of our being, our heart of hearts for each other. And from that place, I wish you a beautiful week. Namaste.